Thank you, Jim.
Sure.
We have some regular meeting minutes.
Yep.
Gentlemen, do you have any comments on the regular meeting minutes?
I don't have any comments, unless anybody else has anything else, I need a motion to approve.
A second.
Okay.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
John,
Yes. Okay, I see we have Mr. Dixon here, and he brought some packages,
I have a couple things.
and I think we got to make a couple decisions, gentlemen, so.
We have drawings.
Okay, that's what we like to see.
Let me find the right ones because this is not preliminaries. These are not. These are design development.
Okay,
We started with schematic, and this is the second phase, and this is about 90% of the information needed to get a permit and get built. I'm just going to open these up. When I went through them, I received these about a week ago. I talked to the architect, I went through them, and I did some notations on his drawings. He's never been to the site, so he's going by basically satellite imaging to see what's on site, and he photographed and he picked up, this is a picture of the satellite imaging, he picked up the tents from last year's.
That must have thrown him off, huh?
Yeah, and he couldn't figure that out, but he said, I had to put them on there because that's what the photo said. So we talked about stuff like that. He also was asking about handicap parking, and we already have that existing on site, so we don't need to address that as a new entity. I'm going to talk to him tomorrow. He already knows this. I talked to him today. I'll talk to him again tomorrow about putting the colors and selections on the drawings.
okay.
And by the end of the week, I'll have final drawings. I'm going to sit down with the installer, Sam Weiler, and go over the drawing with him to make sure he understands the scope of work, and leave the drawing, a copy with him. And by the, by the first of next week, we'll be ready to submit for permit. We've got a
So I
couple-
guess we have about 3 selections to
Pardon,
make.
Chief. We got a couple things in the mail. This is a sample. Which way is best to open this? Huh? They put them in there, they put them in there. There we go. Here's the timber. If you guys want to touch this, this is rough sawn.
Okay.
I'll come back.
All right.
Okay, that's rough sawn. It's just a sample of a stain. Rough sawn, smooth sawn. Different stain. This is cedar. And this is the color that has been selected. So we have to decide if we're going to do rough or smooth. Well, I don't. But this is what everybody recommends right there. You get maximum penetration and you get no worries about
I think if
splinters or anything like that catching. I mean, I could feel them in my hands if I
your
put my hand
vertical
on
posts, you were going to want them to be
this.
smooth.
You know, for the sake of the kids or whatever.
Yeah. You know there's going to
So-
be kids sitting on those pillars.
That's one decision that has to be made.
What do you, anybody want to venture and go out on an island here?
No, I mean, I like the looks of the rough hewn myself, but from a practicality standpoint, the smooth would probably be the best.
He said smooth was his 4 or 5 to 1 ratio over rough, and the ones he did up here are all smooth.
Smooth.
Yeah.
So we'll go smooth. Does that sound good, PJ?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna shed water a little better too, is the one thing I would think, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So,
But did you want to weigh in? Price is the same.
The other thing is that this doesn't lend itself to how like I say, the insects and so forth, building nests on,
Yeah.
you know.
I guess a wasp would be,
Yeah, you
would wanna
know,
fall off of
I
that.
mean,
like
yeah,
that.
on
This
this
is,
one, they'll grab a hold of that and never let go.
Yeah.
And that's 24 feet in the air, or 22 feet in the air, so this is gonna be hard to attach to, or
They're
harder.
still gonna wanna
Won't
do
be
it, they're gonna
impossible.
wanna do it anyway. but
Yeah, you're right. So that's,
Let's just
I'll go
address that.
with the
Smooth,
Yeah, I think
smooth.
that sounds,
Smooth.
makes sense.
Okay, smooth is the cut.
okay, preference?
Smooth
Okay.
is our preference.
And this is the cedar color,
That's a cedar color on smooth. That's
Right.
nice. That's a nice
which if you
color.
look at this, it's this one right here. It's the one right there.
What do you guys, is there anybody want to have? Let's see the other side again, Jim.
Well, the other side is this real dark.
No, the other side of the board.
That's real
awful
dark.
yeah.
And when that's up in there, it's gonna be really dark. This is
Well, we're
gonna-
doing the inside
Yeah,
light or clear, correct?
we're doing the roof,
Yeah.
the
That's
other
what
side
we're
of
talking
the roof
about
is
here,
is
is-
pine plank, and it's clear coated,
Yes.
which
Right.
really gives you some light reflectancy from the outside. When it hits that concrete floor, the light,
Yeah, so
And
this
then
is the vertical,
this is
up
gonna be
and
bright.
down.
You're not gonna need any lights inside
Right.
of this thing.
All the trusses and everything are going to be made out of that beam right there.
Yeah,
It'll be that color with a clear
it'll be
coat.
this color.
Inside in the roof,
This is the color of the plank.
okay, and that's,
This is the color of the timber.
okay, so the underlayment of the roof, though, you're sitting in the middle of this thing looking up, and you're gonna see that
It's
color.
gonna look like this.
Okay, I got it then, all right, that's
In-
what I
in-
thought.
Plank form,
Yeah,
you know.
right.
And this is the color of all the timber.
That's what you see from the outside, it's not, well, from the inside. from
All the
vertical
trusses and
stuff,
everything
yeah.
are gonna be this color. And all of this will be stained on site. And we'll use the building that's there. And on a good day, like the weather we've been having, he could set up sawhorses outside and stain half of it in 2 days. In a week, he'll have it all stained when there's a chance of inclement weather, or, how do you wanna say it, pilferage, we'll lock it up. But this stuff is
How long
coming,
are the longest pieces?
20 feet. Yeah, 20 feet.
I think.
And the crates are coming, the size of this table is 1 pallet in the height. The whole, and there's 2 truckloads coming.
Yeah, so, but
So
he,
you're not gonna be able to just pick one of these up and carry it off, you know, once it arrives. At least we hope not.
is Sam going to unload?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So this is the finish, this is the color so far. And this is the roof, evergreen.
I like the darker green that was on top when you picked it up.
That's a
there.
special high cost color.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
it's on this book, it's right there. And this is a premium cost and it takes a long time to get.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, see that right there?
Okay, I didn't notice the breakdown
Would you like to go last?
there. Yeah.
And then I have a sample of, well, there it is, the stone. I'll pass that around. I circled it. That's the stone on the piers. That's the color of the roof, evergreen. I think it's gonna look really nice. Professional.
Yeah. I think it would look nice. So there's 2 coats of stain and then there's an insect,
That goes on first,
the insects first.
at the factory.
Yeah.
Then the stain goes on at the job. This is a sample of the actual metal. Write these down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, evergreen is the color of the roof.
Evergreen.
And this is the cedar. There's a number there, right there.
Yeah, I think that would.
9 o'clock on that. You like that? I like it. I like it a lot. There's the stone. We also, well, let's take care of that first, because I'm gonna
Yeah.
come back to the soil.
Well, all right, so they're the, both colors that I liked were in the additional cost will apply.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna bet $1 to donuts, once that's on the building, you won't remember the difference.
See, that's kind of,
There's a lot of green out there already, so
Yeah,
you're
there
right.
is, there is a lot.
It's gonna blend.
Didn't, well, no, I mean, other structures like this.
Yeah,
There's, green's pretty common. What's the name of that green again?
evergreen. Let me give you this. I don't think there's a number for it, but there might be. Right there, there's one. I think it's just a name.
I'm good with the evergreen.
Huh?
Yeah, looks nice. That's pretty much what I envisioned when we were first talking about it. I mean, just green roof with a park just seems to.
Yeah.
It's also the township colors, isn't it? Green?
That depends day to day.
Oh, I see.
Sometimes it's red.
Okay.
Got a couple of yellow trucks too, so
Never
we
blue.
like to mix it up a
Yeah,
little bit.
never blue and yellow, no blue and ice here.
Okay, well,
So
Yeah,
you need
it's
to
like
get,
that's that, you know, those colors look good together. So.
well, that has to go on the drawings. Any other information that you're lacking? Or is there any other things,
No, from
details
you guys.
on here?
I
that-
just wanted to give you an update on the soil borings that we had.
Oh,
We had a contract to do 4 soil borings in the footprint of the building, or right on the edge. We did 2 in opposite corners, and the dirt came up. I've never seen dirt look as good. I mean, it was perfect. And I said, that's enough, we don't need to do any more. They also did the utilities underground, and the only thing they found was the electrical conduit that came out of the building and made a sharp turn and went north, you know.
it goes up to that box.
To that
right.
box, yeah. So nothing is in the footprint underground.
Didn't find a car under there or anything.
No, or a house. Last time I found a house.
That's,
So I have a report, and this is going on the drawing, of what the soil is and what the bearing is. And in these color selections, I want to get everything on the drawing that we need to satisfy the building department.
Is there any details on here that we need to discuss, or can you handle any, is there any details on these drawings that we need to discuss, or they're not, nothing, okay?
No, I don't think so. I mean, they're very good drawings. I mean, I went through them, and for a change, unlike some of our predecessors, there's very little red on this. You know, just question marks and notes that we'll be adding what we're talking about tonight to the drawings to finish them, and then we're good to go. There are
Okay.
11 sheets here, and they did a nice job. Electrical, site work, and construction.
All right, and the only thing I think, if, and maybe this isn't the time, they have that electrical connection on a standalone post.
Yeah, pedestal, right, outside the footprint of the building, rather than put it on the building.
Just seems kind of like, is it possible to just put that on a pillar or not?
Well, every one has got masonry. Every masonry pier is solid. It's grouted solid because it's structural.
That's this proposal, it's on an outside post?
It's on a pedestal about this high, right outside.
Why wouldn't you want that undercover?
We don't need it to be undercover. We just need to stay away from going up under the floor, under the concrete, and into the column. And then there's, you know, you're mounting it this high on a post because you're 42 inches, you know, off the ground
Yeah.
with the top of your masonry. So that would be quite high. And then the surface-wise, whatever's going on in the structure will not be interrupted by anybody coming out there to service the town, and vice versa.
Okay. Anything else we got? discuss for Jim?
Yeah, those were the,
So you're gonna go ahead, get the drawings changed?
I'm leaving the selections here.
And then we need to have an estimated cost or something. I don't know, I forget how that building permit thing worked, but I know you gotta have a check when you go up there.
Oh, for the building, yeah, department, yeah, well, I'll handle all that. Once I get the drawings back and I get a hard number from the designer and a hard number from the builder, I'll issue change orders against our contract, because our contract right now says to be determined.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know, exactly how this is, the numbers have been fluctuating a little bit.
Well,
So once I do that, then I'll have a total cost of the project, which I'll bring to you, and that will determine the cost of the permit from the building department. And that'll happen in the next meeting,
okay.
which will be what, the 20th.
Mhm.
Then we're good to go. We'll submit for permit. And as soon as we get the permit, of course, Hostetler's gonna start fabrication right away. He's not gonna wait for a permit, he doesn't need a permit.
Yeah, you didn't need
He
for.
can start making brackets and so forth right away, and cutting timber. We expect to be on site the middle of August. And by the middle of September, we'll be done with everything except the structure itself. And that should be arriving between the middle of September and the end of September. We'll be done by the middle of October.
Okay.
That's it.
Gentlemen, any questions?
nope.
Fred?
Nope, pretty thorough, Jim, think you got it all.
Okay. We'll set this in Nancy's office.
I gotta mention this every time we do something like this, though. Watershed Partners needs all their update, so.
Okay, I'll get together with Nancy and take care of that.
How's our grant doing?
Well, we're with them, we were assigned one new contact, and then we got assigned another contact over since they restaffed.
Not getting in there.
Alicia left.
Is it locked?
Huh?
Is Nancy's office locked?
Yeah, it might be, yeah.
High security building, Jim.
Oh, why did I think of that?
Like fun.
Important stuff here.
This is the next thing she was looking for.
Pardon?
This is the next thing Watershed Partners is looking for, right?
Oh,
So,
My plan is to meet with her and bring the final set of drawings
Yeah.
to her, say this is what we got,
okay.
and this is our cost, and these are, our selections and so forth.
they don't micromanage at all, as we found out before, but they
Right.
do need.
They just wanna be in the loop.
They need him to be in the loop, yeah.
Okay. Mike,
Now we're short, I will not be in attendance at the next meeting.
you won't be in attendance, so. So you will be back for August.
Yes.
So Fred, is that, let me look at
It
this.
is. Yeah, if he's back on August 3rd, which is the next meeting, then we can vote on the ballot issue if we need to.
Yeah, that's, and my report's gonna be like next to nothing too. But when did he say that we don't need that? Because I know, I'm almost positive, 99% sure we got one expected.
Well, when they send out for the budget, when they tell you, this is what your expected revenue is, they give you a list of any levies that are gonna be expiring. And it didn't show on there that it needed to be put on the ballot this year.
Okay, so here's.
But that doesn't make
Correct me
sense.
if I'm wrong here, John, because we talked about this a lot. We're on 4 out of 5 years.
Except we didn't need to pass that when we passed it. We could have waited a year. It's because of the
But I-
collections follow the,
I thought that was our situation last year. We could have renewed that levy last
That's
year.
what I
We
thought too.
passed on it.
Right, that's why I need
We're
to
gonna run
double
it this
check.
year. That's what I thought the situation was.
Right.
And I know we're on 4 out of 5 years, so if we didn't have one up last year,
automatically.
We should have one.
Yeah.
Right.
and we do that for, you know, folks that are here and media that hasn't been here before, we do that because we've been real thorough with the road plan, and we've got a bunch of small levies, and we put them before voters as often as possible, to kind of get feedback as to how we're doing. And so far, it seems to
All right,
work.
well, Fred's
Yeah.
gonna check that out, and maybe they'll send you something in writing, because I don't believe that that's right.
Yeah. I agree.
I got it.
Okay. So that works out if Mike's on vacation, and DJ then?
Yeah, I got nothing else besides.
Okay. Just for a couple things in the road department. We have Chagrin Valley Paving, who is the contractor for the improvement of doing the asphalt roads this year. They've already started to move in. You see some signs up, road construction coming up. They're gonna start with the smaller roads and then go to the finish off with Bartholomew. That's their choice, that's not the engineers. I wanted them to do Bartholomew because we've been peppering this thing with limestone in this heat to try to keep the tar down, but now they didn't want to do that. So I did see though, tonight, there's a sign at the end of Bartholomew construction ahead, so who knows, maybe they'll change their mind, I don't know.
Is that for asphalt?
Asphalt, right.
Resurfacing?
Mhm. It was nice. And they came in, they have this little small amount of repair that needs to be done on those roads. We already replaced in Brookfield, we replaced that cross, this big cross culvert. They came in and did that, interestingly enough, in 2 days. So that worked out real well. And so Brookfield's gonna end up like an absolute 100% brand new place. Culverts and asphalt. We also have made some progress on our project, and we've gotten unofficial notice that we will be getting the funding to do the Stafford Road project next year. And that's where we're doing the engineering this year. And Emmerich has met with the engineer numerous times. And we basically have this thing boiled down to four properties that are going to need a little bit of massaging because the houses are totally built too close to the road right away. And but 90%, Emmerich's already talked to, I believe, 12 residents. And they were all, except one guy, he would have been happy if we put anything there. And, but regardless, the rest of them are all very thankful to get this road fixed and widened and a decent surface on it after all these years. It continues to be a high up on the list of complaints. So, that's that. One of the other things that we need to do is we talked about taking James and moving him to full-time. So far, he's worked out very well. He's worked in all of the various pieces of equipment. And as you know, right now, he only does 4 days a week. And so the question being, when do you guys, if you want to, is there any objection to moving him on? They have no objection down there.
Oh, no, I'm in favor.
High recommendation
I'm in
of
favor.
with this guy. I mean, well, you know, to get the right fit of a guy.
You couldn't have a better training period here, the guys.
Right.
Now we know him.
We know him, they know, he knows us, and he's quite happy with the position.
You know, he's running the roadside mower.
Yeah, he's
Did
been
a
mowing,
great job on the
mowing the
roadside.
dickens,
Yeah.
right, and that's a, constant thing, we've had to have a
Constant
luxury
thing.
to have him actually to go out and keep this mower running.
It's nice to see that good-looking machine out there doing some work.
Yeah. We've already mowed the park, of course, and so that guy wouldn't get his air conditioner full of seeds again. No, that wasn't the reason, but we did mow the weeds down in the park, keep that weeds down. And so anyway, back to James, is there any feelings you wanna, we initially were thinking that we would go at least until fall. And I had quite a talk with Emmerich today. Emmerich would like to, you know, he'd like to go sooner. In that the guy
If
is
he's working out, we can bring him in,
Right.
especially with the guy's vacations coming up.
Well, and that's the thing, it helps when we're
So,
vacationing, and if he can actually, I mean, he can handle projects by himself. He's not, he's a self-motivated guy. So,
Now, of course, full-time, you know, entails benefits and things like that, which is part of what we offer our employees. What do we do with him for salary? I know we gave him a raise after 90 days. Where's he at now? We started at $13.50, I think, didn't we?
I don't recall where he's at right now. 15 maybe?
I think we started him at $13.50. I know we gave him
I don't think he's,
some kind of raise.
no, we bumped him like $1 or something like that.
I think he's at about 15.
that's what I was gonna say.
Somewhere, maybe a few cents less, but somewhere around that.
Do we need to adjust that now, or do we do this full-time hire and do like the same, repeat the probationary period?
I think you need to follow that same period that you did with the other employees.
So you keep salary pretty much where he's at,
Right.
and then after 90 days.
90 days, he gets
readjust.
insurance.
Yeah. That sounds like a good plan to me.
So then we want
Yeah.
to pull him on full-time.
Pick a pay period, Fred, you know?
Let's see, they're already into this pay period. So they got paid on Friday,
We could go to the 15th then, couldn't you?
and he did, last week would be on this.
I think the 17th, we would be hiring him on as effective the 20th. Does that sound right?
What day is the 20th?
Monday.
2 weeks into that.
Next meeting.
I mean, it'd probably be simpler for you to start him.
Yeah,
At the
I mean,
start of the pay
it
period.
honestly,
Yeah.
it's not really gonna make that big of a difference.
Okay.
Because the big thing is gonna be, well, he's gonna go through probationary period before he gets his benefits.
Right.
So I don't have to worry about that.
Just have
His
to-
hours are gonna be his hours, so if he puts in an
Right.
additional,
You could get an
Day.
extra 8 hours.
if he puts in an additional day this week, then so be it. And he could start him immediately, really.
Don't see any reason not to.
Okay, well,
Let's see if I drag his feet, so yeah, why not?
Start him now.
motion.
Motion.
Second.
Tone effective. Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
John,
Yes. We're still looking at next year to get the delivery of the truck. It's kind of,
Okay.
you're in that limbo period right now where you're waiting on your chassis but Mike's been doing a good job of following, Mike Ludwig's been doing a good job as usual, following up with all of the players. And so in a sense, will have almost an identical truck to Mike Fenstermaker's truck, which is, Mike's really done a nice job at keeping that truck pristine. So
kind
that was that.
Seems sort of fastidious in it.
He is fastidious. Yeah, they tease him about it quite a bit. We did have a question come in today, a problem at the park. A lady was walking on the walking trail, and a baby skunk ran in front of her, and she called in to Nancy to report that to us. So I'm following up on that to tell you gentlemen that there's I think that comes into the guise of the fire department, doesn't it? And I just happened to notice John sitting there. John, is that part of your bailiwick?
No, we don't do stinky stuff.
You don't do that?
No.
Are you sure?
They may make a lotion, you better be careful.
It's because you don't do it now.
Yeah, that's right. Today you didn't do it, tomorrow's another day.
The phone calls that come into this office continue to amaze and
Oh, that's headline news, that is.
That's breaking news.
I hope, I mean, that could be a good nature article, a good humanitarian article, that could be,
Well, it's a good thing it was a baby. 'cause
that could go along with the lady who called last week about wanting to speak to the water inspector. And when Nancy said, we don't have a water inspector because we don't have city water, and Nancy said, well, you have a well, and the lady got very indignant with Nancy and said, I don't have a well. When I go into the kitchen and I turn the faucet, water comes out.
Yeah.
Well, so she
She doesn't
doesn't have one of those pumps on the
hence-
sink like I do.
You don't, it's like, yes.
Does he have indoor plumbing yet?
So apparently, we need to form a water department.
Yeah. Should have had the health department come out, check out our well.
Yeah. Is that you yet? Can we talk about you
And
yet?
then that would go along with the lady last week who called.
I'm trying to get your work here, buddy.
Nancy had a question about the expiration of a building permit, and Nancy said it was 2 years. And when the lady called back and got a hold of Jane, Jane said you have 24 months, and the lady went ballistic, saying that Nancy doesn't know what the hell she's doing. And Jane had to just say, ma'am, 2 years is the same as 24 months. And the lady said, geez, you're right.
Yeah, she did take correct. Yeah, she
I guess I sound
She
stupid.
didn't argue with that anymore. For that point.
So yes, the calls continue to come in, and I'm wondering, amazed.
And mooing cows too, there's mooing cows.
Oh, yeah.
So,
That was right, the
Somebody
lady.
wanted Frank to go and put up the sound meter to record the mooing cows because they're violating the
Noise
Sound
ordinance.
You know, if you do this long enough. Okay,
Saturday Night Live.
we have a license request.
Oh, wait, you didn't skip me.
Did I skip you, Fred?
I did.
I thought I
did.
gave you 20 minutes at the beginning of the meeting.
I don't want to be greedy, but I still have to
I yield all time to
present my
Fred.
report. You have your payment listing in front of you, 5859 through 5885, totaling $28,949.25. That's the end of my report.
Okay.
So
We
that was
have,
important.
you have in your correspondence there a request from Halloween's Auburn Beverage to get a liquor permit.
yeah, that's down here. Is that a transfer? Or is that a new? It should be a transfer.
I believe
Well,
that's,
it should be a transfer, because it was
They
never
had-
store before.
They had a liquor license.
does anybody have any,
But she's serving.
she's serving rum cake.
I thought she was serving alcohol there too. No?
Yeah, that's what she's asking for, is a.
Right.
Well, we know her.
They didn't
That's
serve
Donna-
alcohol, it's a different type of.
Yes,
No, we
it's
didn't
Donna
serve
Jacobs, who's over here,
Oh, we didn't.
she's done all our catering for the township meetings and whatnot so we've been working with her for years.
It would be nice to have somebody in that building. And I have to say, she did a very, very good job for us the couple times she's done work for us.
Mhm.
So is there anybody that objects to that? If so, we would need to have a hearing. Personally, I don't think we need to do
I
that.
would make a motion to waive the hearing.
Okay, so,
I will second.
okay. I think that means yes on Women's Cuisine.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
John,
Yes. We have a situation with the county where they are going to eventually do Washington Street. And basically the premise of that whole project is drainage. And so there's a drainage area down by the fire station. And they want to have an ability to go in and clean that out without getting a work permit from us each time. If they need to scoop out of the swamp or whatever down there. So,
I was here, John, I just happened to be here, I think it was
okay,
after a
well,
doctor's
give
appointment
us a
when
little
Nick- when Nick came
dissertation
in.
on that.
That's exactly what it is, this is the Gachigumi, I think is what it's always been
Yeah.
called. They wanna do some more consistent maintenance on it, the road's gonna be moved a little bit, and the culvert's gonna be moved a little bit, I think. And they wanna keep water flowing there. There does have to be a financial transaction. And the transaction that's being proposed is for $1. And Fred, that was part of that package. There was, do we have that package here?
Fred does.
Okay, there's something in there that authorizes the transaction for $1.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Sorry, Nancy just puts things here and doesn't tell me what's here.
Well, that's why I'm here.
I know, she actually talks to you.
So, we would need to pass this easement, and it's called CUL 86-06-06.874, easement number 4. And before John, do you have any issues with that? I didn't think you would. They're gonna, it'd be better
It's fine,
maintenance.
we kinda knew it was coming.
Be better maintenance than what we have. So, you, PJ, you chatted with them, is there any?
We
No
pretty much
issue.
explained exactly, that's almost
Okay,
verbatim
so
what he
what
told
we're gonna
me.
need to do is we're gonna need to sign this. Each of you sign it, and then we'll get John and Jim to, wait a minute, let me see, there's a bunch of places to sign here as I think about it. Be witnesses.
Which is at the,
This actually has to go up to the county, then. And there's actually 2 resolutions that we're gonna have to pass, the highway one and then a township one. The township one would be resolution 2020-15.
It's that CARES Relief Fund.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically any of the CARES money we get, if we don't spend it, we have to give it back.
So that's the next thing.
That's the next one.
Let's finish this
Okay, let's
first.
finish this, yeah.
Did you get that?
All right,
Fred?
Fred, I'm gonna make a motion, just to, this isn't in resolution form, this easement, but I'm gonna make a motion to enter into this, agreement with Geauga County Board of Commissioners on this highway easement that,
What's, that's 15, right?
no, that's.
We're still
that's-
on the,
We're back, go back to the highway easement.
Yeah.
This is not in resolution
Oh,
form.
it's not, okay.
No.
Sorry.
But I'm gonna make a motion, we enter into this highway easement agreement. It's designated as CUL-0606-06.874, easement 4.
second,
Yeah.
Mike,
yes.
PJ,
Yes,
John?
Yes.
and they're gonna pay us $1, so.
Do we need to designate where we're gonna put the dollar, or can we do that later?
Doesn't that go in the easement fund?
It's in the agreement, right?
It's in the agreement, the dollar, the amount is,
Okay.
yes. Okay, so that's done.
Okay, now you guys get to go into witness this stuff. Okay, the witness area.
This is in
signatures
resolution
and print your
form.
name.
Okay,
And it's resolution 2020-15,
Rules for use of
Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Securities Act, CARES. I'll show you. General Assembly established a process to distribute funds.
anywhere else?
General Assembly requires subdivisions to receiving funds to pass a resolution affirming that
Yeah.
funds from this coronavirus relief distribution fund may be expended only to cover costs of the subdivision consistent with requirements of section 5001 of the CARES Act as described in Supreme Court. Whereas Auburn Township is requesting its share of funds from the Geauga County Coronavirus Relief Distribution Fund. Now therefore be it resolved, Board of Trustees, affirms all funds received from the Coronavirus Fund be expended only to cover costs of subdivision consistent with the requirements I mentioned earlier. Are necessary expenditures incurred due to public health emergency with respect to the coronavirus disease, COVID-19. Were not accounted for in Auburn Township's most recently approved budget as of March 27, 2020, and were incurred during the period that begins on March 1st and ends on December 30th, 2020. Further resolved, the fiscal officer take all action on or before October 15th to pay any unencumbered balance of money in Auburn Township local COVID relief fund to the treasurer. On or before the 28th of December, pay the balance of any money in Auburn Township's local COVID relief fund to the state treasury in the manner prescribed by the Office of Budget Management. Provide any information related to any payments received under the process established by the General Assembly, the Director of Budget Management. I'll make a motion to adopt.
Second. And Chief, are we keeping track of any expenditures of the fire department that are strictly COVID related?
Yes, and that's actually going towards the grant that we got from them, which was 3,100 something.
Just separate from this.
Separate from that. But
Mike?
same, pretty much the same stuff, we have to
Yes.
prove that we spent it on COVID related issues.
Yes, Fred.
John?
Yes.
Yeah, there's quite a list of things that money can be used for. Some of it is even for small business relief for local businesses that had to involuntarily shut down. We could use it for, like we have a contractor that cleans our buildings that was basically out of work for a couple of months. Could be used for something like that. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. It's not just our direct costs for COVID. but there's other things we can use it for, but we have to follow their guidelines. And there are, reports that have to be done on a regular basis.
A little bit of paperwork, huh?
Yeah. All right, I have one more thing, and this came, John, you probably got it in the mailbox. We've been, Commission Board of Appeals have kind of been on hiatus for a while. They're gonna start up meeting again this month. We had, at the organizational meeting, we had one position unfilled. Discussions with prosecutor's office, et cetera, and a young man that applied for that position. There's no legal reason to not appoint him. He is related to a member of that board, but as long as there's no collusion and there's nothing, the other family member had nothing to do with the hiring of young man, then it's totally appropriate. So, now that we've gone through those hoops, I want to make a motion to appoint as alternate number 2 to the Board of Zoning Appeals, Eric Ford. And that term will expire at the end of this year, so 12/31/20. That's alternate 2.
I'll second.
Okay. Vote.
Mike,
Yes.
BJ,
Yes.
John,
Yes. One other thing, Nancy had some housekeeping issues here. She needs some windows that are washed at the administration building, the town hall, and Adam Hall. And had a pretty good quote here from SureBright. And I don't have that in front of me.
Oh, I just saw it.
It was about $900. How much was that?
I was gonna do windows at Adam Hall, Town Hall, and the Administration Building, and he's gonna throw in a pressure wash outside at Town Hall.
Okay.
Yep. And the total is $975. I'll make a motion to hire SureBright Window Cleaning for that.
Second.
Mike,
Yes.
BJ,
Yes.
John,
Yes. Okay. I just happened to think of something. We did hear, gentlemen, our salt for next year. Now, we already have a full salt dome, but that won't carry you through a bad winter. And so we did sign up to do ODOT. And our salt is going to, all of the counties were bid individually. I guess not all the counties, all of the users were bid individually. And our vendor's going to be Compass. And they're out of Canada, and they operate the world's largest salt mine under Lake Huron. And we're looking at under $50 a ton delivered for salt, additional salt. So what we would do is we'll use up this salt in this winter, and then we'll once again stock up again so that we're stocked up. Emmerich just got that information last Friday or Thursday or Friday, I can't remember which one. And it's interesting. Cargill and Morton, I think, only got less than 5 of the 88 counties. The rest were Compass. Well, it's going in the right direction, and
That doesn't matter if you're mowing lawns towns are buying salt, you know, you get a new one come in, it drops a little
Well, I
bit.
think those boys, you know, state redid this 2 times.
Yeah,
And I think that they broke up what you call a
monopoly.
monopoly.
And then 4 or 5 years, the process has to repeat itself again, usually.
Exactly, exactly. Now, we looked up Compass, we'd never heard of them. And we looked them up, and they're a big-time operator. So, I know that's something we don't want to think about, but winter's not that far away. Okay, we're about to call the end of this mess, or what?
Looks like everything, so I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mike,
Yes.
PJ.
Yes.
John,
Yes.
8:27.
Same, I got a whole rack of readers from Falcon, so I keep on. That's what I'm doing, yep.
That's where you're down to now, readers, huh?
That's, I'm down to readers, but
Wow.
like, boy, it's hard to sign a check without them.
Oh, I know, yeah.
So like I said, I found them for $1.
I got them everywhere.
I got them everywhere.
You gotta have them everywhere.